Tonight is as good as any to point out some examples of how people are manipulated, especially here in the United States, through the major mainstream media. And that by now includes Google and also Google News. At the very moment, and this is Sunday night, there is a top story on Google News which is reporting 74 miners being killed through mining accident in China. Now, why do you think that is the top story on Google News at this very minute on a Sunday night? Well, one answer might be that our new Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, is visiting China and is having negotiations with China. And so the very word China is going to come up at the top of Google News. And anything connected with China is probably going to be at the top for tonight. What was not mentioned years ago is that the concern about miners in China and crumbling factories and deteriorating working conditions were of no interest to the U.S. media when U.S. corporations were actively involved in dam building in China and so on. But you know, that's besides the point. Now, of course, tonight is Oscar night. I'm personally not going to be watching it, but I guess there is this big hit out there which is called Slumdog Millionaire. Now, I have to admit, I have yet to watch this film, but having watched enough films like this emanating from Bollywood, or Hollywood for that matter, I can pretty much assess the situation in terms of the political context here in the United States. So let me read you a little article coming from the AP. Slumdog Millionaire is arriving at the last stop in its rags to riches journey, steaming into the Academy Awards as the surefire favorite. In keeping with its theme of bottomless optimism amid adversity, Slumdog Millionaire has led a charmed life, dodging a flirtation with straight-to-DVD, winning over critics and climbing towards 100 million hit status. The film has won top honors at all key earlier award ceremonies with one to go. So, basically, the film was shot in India, from what I understand, on a movie budget of 14 million, and it traces the life of a Mumbai orphan who overcomes poverty, betrayal, police torture, and other hardships on his way to a reunion with his childhood sweetheart, and success in India's version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, if anyone cannot see through this entire concept by now, basically what it means is that we should all be aspiring towards these impossible dreams, which are highly unlikely in reality. But hey, you know, you have to have a feel-good movie, a really feel-good movie when things are turning to shit. You know, it isn't the first time that movies like this have won Academy Awards here and elsewhere when things go haywire. And so, of course, you need to instill some hope in the larger population that, oh yes, it is completely within your means to drudge your way from the bottom up despite all obstacles. You know, the reality is probably to be found elsewhere. And if I can find it now, there was an article just a couple of weeks ago written by New York Eve on a website. And this is what the reality looks like. Healthcare credit scores going into high gear in 2009. Sorry to start the year like this, but it's important for everyone to recognize the urgency of healthcare reform. Tragically, in 2009, I fear we're going to usher in an era where obtaining healthcare will hinge on your ability to pay or on your credit worthiness overall. 2009 could become known as the year of pay or die. She goes on to say that she just received an email advising that Bain Capital, who was featured in Business Week, is actually Mitt Romney's firm. And Bain Capital has the basically they put out the notion that healthcare credit cards is a good thing for you. We are seeing the chessboard. This is the GOP opening move. 2009, they will have lined up money behind stopping healthcare reform overall. And you said their vision is to make the British and other national healthcare system convert to a pay or die within the US and GOP neocons, making this another trans-global scam-attractive bubble for hedge funds and institutional investors. And yes, Experian, Experian is this credit rating agency, the credit rating agency. So what does this mean for you and me? The mission of Search America, and please look this up on the web, Search America, is to determine whether or not you can pay your medical bills. God help you if you are judged uncreditworthy for health care. And before we go any further, let me remind you again that in the United States, healthcare is a privilege and not a right. Except if you're a politician with taxpayer subsidized healthcare. It bears looking up. I'm going to try to put a link to this website. There was a series of interviews conducted in which Dan Johnson, a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and a very wealthy CEO of Search America, had the following to say. The question was, many hospitals now offer payment plans for patients who can't pay. Does Search America help with that? Answer from the CEO, yes, that's coming. We're in a very good position to extend payment plan options. For example, in Experian's auto business, when you go into an auto dealership, the dealer screens the buyer and lines up funding sources, and you walk away with a car. Search America can do the very same thing for your health care. Right now, the hospital is the bank, and that's not its core business. Question, if you make medical loans more easily available, won't that raise the potential for bad debt? Well, it may, the answer is. But consumers are going for the low monthly premium, high deductible health plan. We're going to provide a very quick and easy way to finance that deductible. Question, it seems to me that your service would be more useful in America and less useful in countries with a national healthcare system where hospitals don't collect money directly from their patients. Answer from the CEO. Experian sees the world healthcare system moving towards a US-style system. Search America is seen as a platform to deliver these services. New York Eve, in her little blog over at DCOS, had this to say. Did this idiot say that high deductible junk insurance with high out-of-pocket costs, and huge copays, and the delay, deny, and deceive for-profit insurance companies' industries which leads to financial ruin and bankruptcy, is the model for the world? Yes, he did.